Hey Pisces, welcome to Turn Heal. Welcome to the place where we turn heal our way to self-love and unity consciousness. Lisa here. All right. Welcome to your November reading for Pisces. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, add me in IG, Turn Heal. Check out the notifications below. Make sure that you are getting notified when I do post a video. Also, you might notice a merch deck, merch shelf below the video. I don't know when YouTube is going to actually put it up, but it is supposed to be up in a few days. So check that out. All right. Let's go. I come to you humbly, God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light, divine love in accordance with your divine will. What is it that the Pisces collective need to know for November or whenever they watch this? It doesn't matter. All right. What do they need to know? Thank you. So we have the Feast of Plenty, Empty Well, and Farther Gate. All right, Pisces. With the Feast of Plenty and Empty Well, I feel like you might be wearing yourself thin, spreading yourself out a little bit too much, having your hands in too many things or in too many people. Okay, whatever the case is, but it's time to replenish, all right, because you're doing a lot, it seems. All right, we have the Farther Gate. There's a need to go into rest and relaxation mode so that you can go in a little bit. There's some changes to make. There's some changes to make with maybe another lesson to learn, something that there's a deeper well, there's a level of depth, a new level of depth to attain for yourself, okay? But it seems like there's too many distractions right now, all right? Let's look more into it. I'm getting the need for some discernment, a little bit more discernment here. And I feel like taking time out is going to help you to discern a little bit better so you're not wearing yourself thin and giving your energy to too many things. Knowing what's really important to give your energy to. Not saying that the things that you're giving your energy to isn't worth it at all, but some are more worth it than others and some need to be sacrificed, okay? For the sake of your own replenishment. Nothing is worth you being an empty well, all right? So that's where the going in deeper is required, because it's going to help you actually have more discernment as to what your deepest desires are, so that you can see what is aligned with your deepest desires and only give attention to those things only. Okay? If you're giving your attention to your deepest desires and then you're giving attention to your mediocre desires, and then giving attention to things that you just feel obligated to do. Like, those are a lot of things that you're putting energy into. Let's say all three of those sections, or all three of those categories have their own 3 activities. Now you're giving yourself away to 9 different activities that you don't really need to. If you really just tap into your 3 main deepest desires, and maybe one obligation, and maybe one thing that you're like, maybe. Now at least you have more energy to give to your deepest desires. All right? All right. There's a need to reprioritize and restructure whatever you're giving your energy to. So we have the Emperor and the Empress coming out here. At the bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. See, out of many things that you're dealing with, it does seem like there's one main thing. Now, this could be you or someone else, and it could be looking at you as such. We do have the Emperor and the Empress coming out here. But I do feel like this is more of you being aligned with what you actually want. Your Emperor right now is doing a lot, right? Your masculine side wants to do, go, go, go. And your Empress has deep desires that need to be tended to. And not saying that it's not saying that you're not honoring those desires, but you need to put more effort into what your inner Empress wants and not just doing things for the sake of doing it, because I do feel like it's some of that going on. All right? You're stepping into a new chapter where that needs to be more of your priority. All right? There does seem like with the 7 of Cups, it's just certain things are plain out, straight up a distraction. Whether these are people, suitors, okay? These could be people that you're just talking to and you're like, well, they're fun to be around. In this new world, there's no time for those people. It's coming down to that, okay? Being way more discerning about who you're letting in or what you're letting in and who you're giving your energy to. Here's the Temperance card coming out. I feel like in the past, there was a need for you to juggle. There was a need for you to have these various experiences or whatever the case is, various suitors. It was necessary for that, but now it's coming to a time where it's like, okay, now that chapter is done. Now there needs to be, more structure. There needs to be a refining of your energy, the direction of your energy now. It wasn't the case before. This is just changing now, it seems, okay? It's like when somebody's dating and there's a time to date and have fun because simply you're not ready to settle down, or there's lessons that you got to pick up from these various people, and that's fine. But then there comes a time where it's like, okay, it's time to get very clear because the real dogs are coming in. The real ones are coming in now, right? It's something like that. Giving energy to the real ones now. Also, I'm getting this energy of, oh no knows. There's a depth of, like I said, there's a depth of you that needs to be tapped into, a new level of depth. I feel like this is going to help with honoring your emotions in a way that you haven't before. Getting more in touch with your emotions in a way that you haven't before. Becoming more emotionally equipped. Stepping into a new level of emotional maturity. Stepping into a new level of emotional intelligence. Not saying that you don't have emotional intelligence or emotional maturity. It's just another layer to it. That's all. Okay? So it's time to go back to school. When it comes to the emotional intelligence right now, there's another lesson to learn. And there's time for, it's time to, go further, go deeper. It's time to go deeper. But introspection is needed. And I'm feeling like these situations are causing a distraction from you being introspective. Some of you guys might be on the do, go, more into Emperor mode because you kind of don't want to go. This distraction is so you don't go into Emperor mode. Go into Hermit mode, okay? Some of you guys don't really want to be that introspective right now, right? So just be mindful of you taking on, let's say if you're taking on new projects, it's time to really figure out, is this really what I want to do? How much of this do I really want to do? How much of it might be a little bit of a distraction? How many people am I talking to where I'm like, are they really friends? Or are they just they're just good to talk to? Because those are energy wasters right now, okay? And it's time to release the energy wasters, all right? So we have the Ace of Swords coming out with the Star card and the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's some avoidance when it comes to some healing that can lead to that new depth, the new depth of emotional maturity, all right? Because, and if you stop avoiding this, it will lead to deeper emotional connections outside. If you feel like you're not reaching a depth, you're not reaching people who can hit you on a deeper level, it seems as if in this situation it's because you haven't reached a deeper level to resonate with people who can hit you on a deeper level, okay? That's what it's looking like here. But that's about to be done. If you choose. If if you choose to get rid of the distractions, be more discerning about who needs to be in your energy, then that could be done. We have the Queen of Cups coming out, and I'm getting this very hard-eyed, doe-eyed look. There's a need to balance out this. If this is about love, then there's a need to balance out this this need for love with a bit more logic. All right, is what I'm feeling. All right, because it does seem like there's a bit of an avoidance. Like the need for love, the desire for love, and your spiritual gifts. It might cause a bit of a spiritual bypassing when you meet someone who's not on your level. It might have you looking at it like, well, all people are beautiful, and their spirit, you know, their spirit is of light and love. So maybe I should continue to see and help them, you know, see the truth and see the light, as opposed to, yes, that's all true, right? We're all light beings, right? Or whatever. We're all of love, right? We're all one and the same and all that good stuff. Everyone deserves love. But also, don't bypass what you're seeing sometimes, you know, and it seems like there might be something like that happening where you're not seeing people for who they are. You might be falling in love with potential still, or falling back into that cycle of falling in love with potential. If that sounds familiar, if you found yourself meeting people and you kind of had the hard-eye glasses on, and it stopped you from, it had you overriding, I had you overriding red flags because you're using spirituality or whatever the case is to look past it, to see the beauty in them. It's like, if they're not a match, they're not a match, all right? And not everybody's going to be for you, and you ain't going to be for everybody, and that's fine. And just because they have a spiritual type of something to them, it doesn't mean that they're for you neither, right? Some of them are just meant to be friends, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, more discernment. It's causing some illusion. It's causing some illusion, okay? In this Feast of Plenty, you have a choice now to try it differently. Start choosing people differently and for different reasons. If you find yourself in that cycle, as I mentioned, it's time to do something differently, or you'll just keep finding people who are on that same level, and you're going to just keep having those same experiences. And that's the beautiful thing of this Feast of Plenty. It says Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences, okay? You have a choice. So you're going to get left with this, you're getting faced with this opportunity here to keep giving out your energy and become this empty well, or take it deeper. With the 55 here, make a change. Go further. Go deeper into yourself. And I feel like there's a little bit of, there's some honesty that needs to be had. This is some shadow work, okay? It's not the toughest energy to face. But it does seem like there's a little bit of, there's a cycle here. There's a clear cycle here, and you have a choice. Four of Pentacles coming out with the King of Wands in reverse. It is coming through like, whatever level you're at right now, let's say if you're at the King of Wands energy, you got comfortable there. Let's say you've already grown, right? You've already grown enough, and so I'm not taking away from that. This is coming off as someone who was a page, then they went to a knight, they got to king and queen level, and now it's like they're comfortable there. And now Spirit is calling them like, hey, time to come back to school so you could go to Emperor, Empress level. But it's like, someone's like, I've done enough growth. Okay, I've done enough. You know, and it's like, yeah, just, there's still more to learn, all right? It goes deeper. It goes deeper, you know? And it might be a little bit of resistance to like going deeper or finding more. It's like, why do I have to know more things? And, you know, however this is playing out. But it is going to be beneficial for you if you just take that time out. If it feels like you're exhausting the level that you're on, it's like if you have to graduate high school, but you keep coming back to the high school, or you just want to keep doing the lessons over and over again. That's the energy I'm getting. All right, it's gonna lead to a loop. It's gonna lead to a loop that's gonna lead you into this empty well. All right, because you've already exhausted the lessons that you needed to learn. Now it's time to go to the next level. All right, here we are with the Empress card, with the King of Pentacles. The wisdom. It's time to apply the wisdom gained from this cycle. All right, it's like you weren't supposed to park here. It does have this energy of someone feeling like they already reached a certain point. Whether this is, well, the High Priestess is coming out. So this could be like someone who feels like they reached a certain point of awakening and not realizing that there was more. There was more behind the veil. They thought the veil was completely lifted, and then it was like, no, there's another veil that needs to be lifted. There's more to learn. And someone's like, no, I'm woke enough. Right? That's the energy that I'm getting here. So someone's getting comfortable on their level, and you're getting an opportunity to move on. Okay, grow more. Six of Swords coming out with that Hermit card. So if you're being led to be more introspective, if you're being led to see more truth inside of you, because the truth, it seems to be with the Empress and the High Priestess. This is the energy you're being led to. And it seems like it's certain lessons. You have to go deeper to get here. You have to go deeper to get here, okay? There's some tangible knowledge or experience that needs to be acquired so that you can get here, all right? If you're being led to be introspective, what I was saying with the truth is ever changing. It's ever evolving. And if you're on this path, and you know what I mean, you'll learn a truth about, let's say you're a shadow. Yeah, Four of Swords. Okay, look, you're being led to take a break. You're being led to take a break, okay? If you're feeling that break, you're given resistance, then this reading is for you. The reason why you need to do this is because it's time to graduate. You got to take a break so you can graduate. There's more to learn. Don't be complacent on the level that you're on. The truth. Let's say you get the truth about your shadow, and you're like, oh, good, I learned that lesson. Great. There's more. The truth comes in layers. The truth doesn't come to us, especially on a spiritual path. It doesn't come to us all at once, or you'll go insane. Okay? It has to come in layers. The veil gets pulled back in layers. Okay? So it seems like because you've seen enough of the pullback, or you've seen enough of the truth, you think that there's not more truth to be had. It is ever expanding. Always stay in that mentality of needing to learn more, or knowing that you have more to learn, and not getting complacent. Okay, this is important in general. Just something to be mindful of moving forward, because it does seem like a few of these Pisces readings were carrying this energy of being in the spiritual energy, and then thinking that once they get to a certain level, they're like, okay, lesson done, and just not really wanting, getting resistance every time that a new lesson comes on board, because every time they learn a lesson, they think that's it. Just get in the mindset, get in the expectation that there's so much more. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you don't know. And you won't be caught off guard every time you're being called and summoned back to school. That's what it seems like. You're being summoned back to school for another lesson, for another upgrade. All right? Just embrace this upgrade. And you might, at the level that you're on right now, you're like, yeah, but I'm building on this level. Okay. You might be able to go back to school, come back, and you might be able to add on to what you're building, but there's some missing pieces. All right? All right. Moth spirits, surrender to the summoning. You're being summoned back to school. Hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. Trust them. They got you. They see what you're building. And they're like, look, there's some missing pieces. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. Then you know it. And you think about the times that you thought you knew. And then you learned more information and how it drastically changed your perception, right? So it's another one of those moments. Spirit sees from the hawk eye. They see it from that higher vantage point where you're missing pieces of information and how this could be more helpful to what you're building. That's all right? Be able to co-create, cooperate with spirit when they need to give you a bit of a download, okay? It does seem like there's a bit of a download that needs to be had, but it might come through the vehicle of shadow work. Star for spirit, stay flexible, okay? Stay flexible. Yeah. There's always more to learn. Don't get caught in that trap. Don't get caught in that trap of being so woke that you don't need to learn anymore. Like that's, and not saying that this is you, but some of you guys, it is coming off like that. That's straight up, okay? So just be mindful of that, all right? Keep it humble. And that's the beautiful thing of working with spirit, because they see the things. They see our limitations. Work with them, all right? It'll just be easier for you in the long run. It's either that or you just run into this energy of being this empty well, and then you know, you don't want to hit rock bottom and then be like, what happened? They told you to take a break, right? Just listen, all right? All right, now? All right. Thank you, Pisces. Sorry if you got triggered, but we on this path, we doing this work, we tarot and healing, okay? This is about the healing. I ain't giving you no fluffy fluff. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, add me on IG, Tarot and Heal. If you want a personal reading, check out the info box below. If you want to be an angel donor, check out the Patreon link below. Thank you so much. Till we meet again. Peace.